I don't know about you, but it only might be me who just gets slightly turned on when I see the PP90 going up your polka dot 90. But anyway, welcome back to the channel of Major Luck 92, the shaman of gaming, and then back with another gun review video for Modern Warfare 3. We're back once again and back round again with the for the third time, and this is indeed the third SMG in the category. It's the PP90M1. And I've got to say, this is one of the better guns in the game, and it sort of is immune from being bad, if you like, because pretty much whatever attachment, proficiency, perk, strike package combination you have, it is a bit of a beast, really, and you'll be a bit of a Rambo type character while you're carrying this, especially when you run it with a specialist package. But anyway, yeah. The only thing about the specialist that I've got to say is leave a comment in the comment section just about your opinion on it, or whether you agree with me. It's all good. I love it. I love having all the perks. But, you know, I do wish it had all the perks. But, except Stalker. You know, Stalker Pro's a little bit different because, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the one where it delays claymores and bouncing betties and that sort of thing? That is worth it. I can understand. That's completely understandable. That's fine with me. But the quicker ADS movement speed, it just puts me off. I just don't. I don't know about you. Like I said, just leave a comment. But because I play on 10 sensitivity, with a gun that's this quick anyway, when you aim down sight and you're moving that fast, it's just a bit off-putting, and it's quite hard to stay on target, really. So it's I don't know. That's something that I wouldn't. If I had the choice, I wouldn't have it in it. But as you can see in the title of this video, I do get a 22 gun streak, and in that I do pick up an M4. I think I just pick it up right here, and get a few kills with it. But it's only because I could just smell the tinge of a Moab on the horizon, and that's the only reason I did it, really. But let's sort of get more onto topic, which is this gun, the PP90M1, third SMG, probably. Well, definitely in the top 3 SMGs, I'd say it comes second, behind only the MP7, which is an absolute monstrosity of a gun. But so is this. The only thing about it is it looks like it's got a little dildo attached to the bottom of it. It's nice. It's got a nice little unhookable dildo, so the you know, female soldiers can just, you know, have something to do when they're not in action. So that's a good point to it. But the actual gun itself in game, like I said, any combination will suit you well. I think 2 attachments again is the best way to go, because it, you know, like the proficiencies sort of do the job of a perk, so you can have that proficiency and, you know, another perk, sort of like the 2 attachments it replaces, you know, bling or warlord, and that's sort of what proficiencies do. They sort of give you an attachment without you having to put an attachment on it. So or a perk, you know, per se. It's just, you know, it sort of takes that place. So 2 attachments, because this gun doesn't really have any downfalls to it anyway. Even if you run it naked, it's it'll do it. It'll definitely do a job. And yeah, 2 attachments in this game. I've got the rapid fire and extended mags, which is a absolute thing of beauty. Because in previous games you couldn't run that because it did see it as a little bit overpowered, which is ironic because in this game there's some overpowered shit. But yeah, I'm not sure whether it's like that in Modern Warfare 2. I know you couldn't do it in Black Ops, but that's one of the best combinations because they will drop so fast, and it still gives you the ability to take on multiple targets because you've got such, you know, a large amount of ammo. So that's what I run in this. You know, the other option I've got on 2 attachments is to have maybe a sight if you want. I'll go over the sight, you know, slightly after this, but is the rapid fire and suppressor, because the rapid fire sort of makes up for the damage that the silencer takes off a weapon. So that's a really good combination, and that's what I ran in the UMP game that I had in this series. So yeah, that's a good way to go. But away from 2 attachments, kick is pretty much pointless, to be honest. I'm not really sure about some of the later ones because I've not really tried them out too much, because I've always thought that 2 attachments is the way to go. But, you know, range is probably the best one, to be honest, because, you know, SMGs do lack range, And I'd say, like I was going to say, that I'll cover the sights later. This is where I'll do it, because range helps out if you want to use a sight, or the sight helps out if you want to use range and use it more like an assault rifle, because it will do that job if you have a sight and range on it. So definitely run the red dot or the stop hammer scope, whatever your whatever your preference is really. So there's not much else you can say about this gun except for it's definitely one of the best options. You definitely want to try it out religiously. You want to be a Bible bashing COD player when you use this weapon and just use it, a lot. And like I said, this game, it goes to sausages a little bit at the end because of my Moab fail, and I even cut the end off because it was so shite. But yeah, sort of. What else can you go over really? Maps, honestly, especially if you're using range, this gun can be run around on Fallen, one of the most open maps in the game, and do a job. It really can. And honestly, if you're new to the game, get ready to see this gun a lot. There's a few guns that you will see a lot, and they're sort of, I'd say, pretty much overused, which is this, the ACR, Type 95, and the MP7 are the four, and the Striker, I suppose. But that's sort of annoying for a different reason. But they're the guns that you really should get used to seeing. But maps, pretty much anything, but especially from close range, the hip fire on this is insane. Sometimes with these kills, other than, like, I'm trying to get this guy, I think I end up getting killed by him. But, other than that, where they just popped up over cover, if they're quite a long way away, the hip fire is absolutely insane. It's like you've got a tube, like, attached to the person you're shooting at, and the bullets are just ricocheting down it and just hitting them every time. It's insane from the hip, especially when you've got steady aim, and obviously, if you're running specialist, if you're not running steady aim off the bat, you'll get that. So hip firing's insane. Maps, honestly, this is good because it's close quarters. Sea-Town, a bit of arcade, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. This gun it's just a master of ceremonies, really, and you won't really find much trouble when you're running it. So definitely one of the guns, if you're new to the game, as I mentioned earlier, to run, because it's just so simple to use, and the iron sights are manageable. So when you've got it naked, you can run that and not run into that many problems. So I'll cut the video off here because the end of it was absolutely testicles. But anyway, sauce. That's the end of the video. If you liked it, smash the shit out of that like button like a maniac on the floor. And if you think it deserved a favourite, give it a favourite. I'll be back next time with the absolute buffalo herder, the PKP Petchenegg. Hopefully you'll join me there.